The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Yaakov Kamenetsky once shared with me a very private moment. He was a young man raising a family in a little city of Tzitzian, a very wonderful city, but they barely paid him, and he was unable to make ends meet. And he looked for a different job, and he found a rabbanus that he felt would be very beneficial, and he'd be very productive. And he was almost guaranteed the job, but someone in the last moment said a negative thing about Rabbi Yaakov, and he received a telegram that the job was off. He already packed. He was ready to move. In fact, his grandchildren tell me that their parents remember crying. Rabbi Yaakov's children still remember crying that they were packed to go and they lost the job and they lost the future because someone said Lashon Hara about him, and he was very hurt. Of course, he was distraught, and he had no choice. He came to America looking for a job. It looked like the end of the world. And then he added something I'll never forget. I quote, and he told me in Yiddish, of course. He said, "Mein ganzes Sich, whatever I am, my 34 grandchildren, and when I reached 50 great-grandchildren, I stopped counting. Myself, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, Als Adank Yenem's Lashon Hara is all because of that Lashon Hara." Because as you could imagine, Rabbi Yaakov came to America. He brought his family to America. The one that eventually got that job in that big city perished with the other 6 million. And Rabbi Yaakov, in hindsight, realized he was saved because he got a no. His whole family, his future came about because of what seemed to be an unanswered tefillah. But it was the most important decision in his life that the Eibishter had to turn around the events to make happen. And I would add, just imagine if the telegram said, "Slimmer of hope, pray." And Rabbi Yaakov would get the telegram and he would gather his family and they would daven for 7 days straight and they would fast. But then they got the next telegram, no job. How broken they would be. But in reality, the no saved their life, their lives. This is our problem. Maybe I would say our nature. We're only human. We have very, very limited vision. We don't see what's really good. What to us seems like disaster is really the greatest hatzalah. Someone told me a while ago he wants to make a kiddush because a deal that he wanted so much to make fell through. And I looked at him surprised. "What are you, making a kiddush? Or what do you mean?" So he says, I'm not going to tell you details, but there was someone that was begging me to invest a lot of real estate, well over $1 million, that promised me guaranteed dividends. I was about to do it. It was a no risk guarantee. Everybody was making money, and I'd rather not say details to protect the not so innocent, but this was the end of that big scam. I was about to invest over $1 million, and someone stopped me. And a while later, I realized that the money would have been lost forever. How many of us could say, "Baruch Hashem, I didn't do that," or "Baruch Hashem, this didn't happen. I would love to make a kiddush, that I didn't get the job, that I didn't have that shidduch, that I didn't make this decision." How many people are laughing today what they cried about yesterday? That's why Emunah is integral to davening. We daven for something, we're convinced that this is the good thing, this is going to be the best for me, but do we really know? Do we have the vision?
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org